Hi guys, Amber here for Talk to Me Tuesday for Tuesday, March 24th, I think is what it is. So it's been, I don't think I can come up with an appropriate word for what this week has been. It's maybe weird. Weird is the best way to put it. With all the craziness that's going on globally, it's just been weird. I've actually been home for the last week. My work closed down before my state shut us down. And I work in a library, so, you know, they're trying to help with the flattening of the curve. And I'm actually off for another 2 weeks. So, Mom and I are doing our best to stay home. It's making us a little stir crazy, I will admit that, because we're used to going out and doing things. Our gym has closed down for obvious reasons, and I understand. But that means I don't even go out to go to the gym. We've gone out a couple of times to go to the grocery store because, unlike other areas, we still have a lot of produce available here, which is what we need, fresh produce. So we've gone out about every 2 to 3 days to get some produce. I also have an aunt, uncle, and cousin who live in the next county who tend to be vulnerable to things like this, so I've been going out for them so that they don't have to go out, and, you know, we're leaving stuff on the porch. I am going, hopefully tomorrow, if it doesn't rain, on a walking trail that's usually pretty empty, and when there have been people on it, they've been really good about keeping social distance of 6 feet, and, you know, if you go past them, you know, go past them as fast as you can, and, you know, wave at them when you do. It'll be nice to get out of the house to do something. I've kind of been iffy on the yoga, mostly because I got behind and I need to get caught up, and I'm like 4 days behind now, and I try to double up and then I get Anyway, in other news, my dad is a grocery manager, over 65, and a heavy smoker, so it'll be interesting to see how he does with this. I have the feeling he's going to need a very long vacation when this settles down, and I have the feeling it's going to push him to actually retire when he turns 66 in September. So, we'll see how that goes. But I will say this, I am getting quite a bit of crafting done. I am keeping a blanket count during this, and I think I'm up to 6 that I've finished in the last week. Mostly pointy circles, and I'll get to that in a second. But I also did some pattern testing. I was just looking right now at some patterns I plan to work on later this week. Mom has been doing some cleaning on the first floor of our house. She retired at the end of February. I don't know if I mentioned that in my last video, if that was a thing she'd already decided or whatever. So when she cleaned out her office, she brought home like 27 years worth of crap. So she's been working on that, but also doing other things and going through some stuff. Like one of the things we started doing tonight is going through our DVD and CD collection, because to be honest, we've gone pretty digital. So we have like all these DVDs, and we went through them last summer for a garage sale, and gave a bunch away to one of our used bookstores. But you know, there's still so many more, and there's of course things that I can't make myself get rid of, even if I do have them digitally. So we're working on that in small spurts, because Mom and I don't clean well together. We have totally opposite ways of cleaning, and our house is small, so we tend to get in each other's way and then get angry. And so anyway, so that's that. trying to keep up with the yoga, that's kind of hard with the messes in the living room. Anyway, so the real reason you're here, crafty stuff. I think when I did this a couple of weeks ago, I showed you guys the pointy circles I was working on and how I had somewhere around 20, maybe 25 of them in progress. I'd like to say I have less, and you'd think I have less since I told you I've finished like 6 or more since then. Except they're multiplying. Jennifer Rolls has suggested that maybe I fed them after midnight, which is possible, but I will blame the time change on that. So anyway, so I got this box stuffed full of ones that I'm working on. Most of them have a round or two of green on them, and I'm still working my way through green. I've already finished off the pink, purple, red, orange, and yellow for the most part. I think I do have a couple, like 1 ball each of those, and I think I just have them because it was a good medium-sized ball, and I'll hold off to use them if I need them for bigger rounds as I get through the green and blue. But what's funny about this is I'm making some interesting discoveries about things. So I'll show you a couple of the ones that I have finished here, and these will all eventually go to Linus, to Jennifer, to get them to kids in need. So this one is kind of all my darky kind of fall colors. Definitely more in my preferred color palette. I've discovered I had a lot of dark green yarn. This one is my brights, mostly like neon colors, and then I kind of got to about here and realized I was out of neonish colors, so I put some more, because I kind of thought of these as like Easter eggs, so I put some more that I thought would be Eastery. And then these are this variegated that I found, and then kind of finished off with the brown, kind of Easter baskety. But notice I don't have a lot of pastels and brights in my collection. I blame that on the fact that I used to do a lot of Harry Potter crochet, so of course I have tons of those dark colors, or used to have tons, and I might still have tons because full skeins. These are just partial skeins. This one again, you can see I have a lot of dark colors, but I did start kind of bright in the center. That one started kind of random before I actually really got serious about doing this. This is definitely once I started going in my colorway, because as you can see it's kind of rainbowy. Same goes here. This one started random but then ended up kind of rainbowy. Finished it off with a rainbow variegated that I found in my stash, which I still have some, so you'll probably see it on a later blanket. It's 5. This here was obviously one that I had started when I still had a lot of pinks and purples. The only pinks and purples I have right now is full skeins, and I think I have one small ball of purple about that big. Then, funny story for you guys. All my yarn is in Yarnia in my craft room, and so I've been going there whenever I needed another ball or I needed a different color, partial skein, whatever. So I went to do some sewing the other day, and when I went to sit down, there was a box underneath my sewing table, which is just a table. It doesn't have like a lot of stuff underneath it. I'll pull it out and I'll be damned if there isn't another box of yarn. There might have been a swearing tirade at that point. So I pulled it out and I found some skeins in there, and what it appeared happened is at some point when I was cleaning maybe my bedroom, I was pulling all the craft supplies out, and as I found all these balls of yarn just sitting in my room, I kind of threw them all together. So I was digging through it, and I actually found this, which was a blanket I had apparently started at some point and just never finished. It's kind of done log cabin style because, I don't know if you can see this, but as I went around the corners, I turned, and I have a little opening right there like you would with pointy circles or granny squares and stuff like that. But they don't all go the same direction. So I pulled it out and realized I was not going to be able to match stitches this many years later, because honestly, I started this back, I think, in 2011. And the reason I know that is because I'm pretty sure the time I went to go see Jennifer, and I made a stop in Louisiana before that, and I went by train, I brought stuff to work on, and I'm pretty sure this was in that pile. So it only had a few stitches left of the row to finish, so I finished off, tied it off. It's perfect for a baby blanket, so it too will go to Linus. I think that's it for me because I've already been talking for far too long. So I'm going to get this posted, and hopefully I will talk to you guys soon. Be healthy, be safe, be smart, and share the toilet paper. I love you guys. Bye.